Greetings Boffins, welcome to the Boffin Lab. I'm Mardor Tarrant and this is a Nano-Guide for EVE Online. Your next task is to go to the Research Outpost and discover what's there. You need the civilian data analyzer you manufactured in the last tutorial. Right click on the data analyzer and choose Fit to Active Ship. At this point in time, there's a habit you should get into. Open the fitting window and take a look at your ship and the modules you fitted to it. It is possible to fit a module to a ship, but that module will not come active for various reasons. If a module is not active, it'll be grayed out. If it's fully colored, like these ones are, then they are available for you to use. I'm removing the mining module from the ship because there's really no reason for it to be there. Once you're ready to fly, hit the undock button. Aura has told you about a waypoint to a destination system. Clicking on the waypoint in the operations info panel will bring up the list of systems you must pass through in the route area above the operations info panel. There's only one star system to go to. If you look at your overview, you will see a Stargate marked in yellow. The yellow stargates and stations are the items on your waypoint list, and this is a way you can navigate quickly along a waypoint. You've been asked to use the autopilot. The button down the bottom turns it on. However, the autopilot has a major disadvantage. Every time it warps to a target, a stargate or a station, it arrives 15 kilometers away from the target, and then you slowly coast in at the best speed of your ship. For fast travel around the star systems, you should manually click on your next destination, stargate or station, and click the jump option. This will automatically warp you to within jump range or dock range of the target, and then activate the stargate or dock at the station. This is by far the fastest way of getting around and the advantage for doing things manually. At this point, in order to get rid of the annoying little window over the autopilot button, I double click the A to get rid of it. However, that's caused another problem. It's basically cancelled my jump order to the Stargate. So when I arrive, I don't automatically jump through as I had originally planned. To fix this, if you do the same thing, all you have to do is click on the Stargate and then select jump, and you will automatically jump through to the next system. Now that you've gone through your first Stargate, you have to warp to the target location. In the Operations Info panel is a Warp to Location link. Click on it and your ship will align for warp and activate the warp drive. This is the first acceleration gate you will ever see. They're very important in the game. They provide access to dead zones. Typically, you cannot warp into a dead zone except via an acceleration gate, and these gates can restrict the size of ships that pass through them. That means that there are places out there that only small ships can enter, and there are places out there that only large ships can enter. Acceleration gates take up a large physical area, so sometimes it's possible to get stuck on the gate itself. The best way to deal with gates is to hit the jump or activate gate button in the overview panel. However, if you find yourself so close to the gate that it's not letting you warp, this is what you do. Hit Control and Space to cancel any warp or movement. Then double click in space so that you're moving away from the gate. Once you're far enough away from the gate that the gate is not interfering with you, you can then activate the gate again and it should send you into warp. Typically, you need to be within about 2,500 meters of the gate in order for the warp to activate. Acceleration gates propel you about 20 to 100,000 kilometers in a trip. Not many ships can actually travel that distance in anything less than half an hour. So often these gates represent a certain amount of safety from normal ships. You've been asked to approach both the colony and then the info shard. This is simply a matter of clicking on them and hitting the approach button. Use your afterburner, it's going to take a while, but have a look around, there's scenery to look at. You have been asked to hack into the info shard. There's a couple of things you need to know. If you drift outside the range of your data analyzer, your hacking attempt will fail. So it's a good idea to make sure you're either stopped or really close, orbiting well inside the range of your hacking module. Turn off afterburners as well, just in case. Lock onto the target and then turn on the analyzer. Do not turn it off. This is the hacking interface. The two critical things you need to understand here is down in the bottom left. The left side is basically the hit points of your hacking attempt, and the right side is your attack strength when you are attacking the defense systems of the hack. You select nodes, and the number that appears in the node tells you how far you are from either the system core or a useful node, 4 being the highest. As numbers go down, you know you're getting closer. So you select items based on how close you think the node is. I've navigated directly to the system core and I must attack it, which means you always have to be sure you have enough strength left to finish off the job. It shows that it has a coherence of 20, that's its hit points, and when it survives an attack it will do 10 hit points in its counterattack. Click on it to start an assault. I've done damage to it, its coherence has dropped, but its counterattack has damaged me. I'll survive the next attack and succeed in the assault. Thus, the hack is successful.
Now you have successfully hacked into the info shard. You should retrieve the cargo.
Open the info shard and drag the stuff out of the info shard and put it into your cargo bay. If you don't do this, your mission's not going to progress.
In the name of... The site just lit up like Crystal Boulevard. Professor Tanner.
You've been told to get out of there. However, you should not warp to just any place. Aura has given you a link to a location you're supposed to warp to, and if you do not go to that location, the story won't progress. Click on the link in the Operation Info panel and warp out. If you get stuck on the info shard, just cancel your warp, double click in space, move away. That's the end of this tutorial. The next one is the forwards operation space. In the meantime, have fun and good hunting.